Welcome guys. In this lecture we are going to create a movie or render our compositions to get movies. Now to render your composition, the first thing you want to look at is your work area. You must decide on your work area and how long is it and where is it in the movie. That's one. Or simply you have your work area as long as your composition time. Fine. In that case we are going to make it as long as our composition time. The next thing you have to look at are the movies that you have put in. You notice this movie is 25 frames per second, and you remember our composition is also 25 frames per second. Here you are. And your movie is also millions of colors, and it is H.264. This is the format that the camera has used. So these are the parameters you want to look at. In our case, all the movies are the same. Now, in our composition, we have set it to 25 frames. We have square pixels, of course, and the duration is 30 seconds. Fine. I will click cancel here, no problem. Now, we create a movie out of a composition, not the project, of course. So select the composition. You can select any composition you want to create a movie for. And what you do, you go to composition and you have two options here to create a movie. You can add your movie to Adobe Media Encoder. You will have to download this program. Or you can add to render queue and create your movie within After Effects. I will choose add to render queue. It will open the render queue panel down next to your composition. And here the comp name is My Babies. That's okay. This is the composition I was looking at. Fine. And this is the one you want to render. If you unclick, it will not render it. It says it's queued. That's the status. And you have three major options here. There is the best settings, lossless, and where to put the file. I'll click on best settings. A new dialog panel will appear. The best settings is about the quality and the time of your movie. So of course you want the quality to be best. You also want the resolution to be at full, but you can reduce the resolution. But now it will reduce the size of your movie. It does not bring the resolution down. The movie will not become, pixelated. I will keep it to full here for 1920 by 1080. Proxy, FX, solo switch, guide layers, and color depths. You don't have to change anything except make sure that you don't have a solo switch in your composition where you see only one layer. When you come to time sampling, the most important you want to look at is work area. If you say work area only, and like we've seen, if you determine the work area, it will only render the work area. If you choose length of comp, then it will render the whole composition. Also, you have the start and end that you can customize, but of course, it's better to customize them through the work area. These are the only parameters that you have to take care of here, is the quality and the time span. I will say okay. Let's go to lossless. Because I'm using Windows, my format here by default is AVI. AVI is very good, but it's very bulky, it's very big, and has too much information. I can use QuickTime. QuickTime is better and is the default for the Mac computers. Nevertheless, on the Windows and the Mac, it will give you good qualities. The file are big, but not that big. If you look at the video output here, you have the channel. You have RGB and RGB alpha or alpha only. These are the transparency channels, which we haven't used here. And the millions of colors. And always keep it to pre-multiplied because we have not talked about this subject. So let's leave it to multiplied. After Effects, we can guess that this is a pre-multiplied emitted movies, and will do the necessary to get you the best quality. Now you have the format options. You notice mine is already set to H.264 like the movie here, and the spatial quality is 100%. I will click on format options. You must choose your video codec. Video codec of H.264 is very good. It will upload to YouTube and you can do almost anything with it, and it will work very fine on your website. But you can choose, for example, MPEG 4. That's also good. You have also the choice to change and choose the other options. But let's leave it to H.264. Of course, the video quality is at 100. The rest you can just, forget about them. They are pretty specific. I click OK. Now, if you want to resize your movie, you can resize it here. That will be good. It will be better if you resize the movie inside your composition. Now, we come to the audio. You remember the audio here is 48. So it's 48. It's fine. And we click OK. Now, when it comes to the last one, this is where you want to save your movie. You can choose from different names, for example, comp folder and name, or you can choose comp name, and that's the one I use. You can click here and determine where it's going to be saved. For example, let's say it's going to be saved here. That's fine with me. I will say save, and we are ready now to click render, and it will render the movie. When you click render, it will start rendering your movie. Sometimes it takes an hour, sometimes it takes 5 minutes. In that case, the estimated time is not even shown yet here. It could take 5-6 minutes. I'll get back to you when it has finished rendering, and I will show you the movie. Now that it has finished rendering, I can go to my file explorer and find the file My Babies. If I right click on it, I can play it. You can play it in different players. I will just double click on it, and I think it's going to bring up QuickTime. So for me, it brought up VLC player, which is my default player. And now here is my movie. It's doing well. It's very nice. And you can start uploading your movie anywhere you want. So that's how you create a movie in After Effects. You just come to the composition and then go to composition, add to render queue. It will open your panel. You put your right settings here and you click on render, and that's it. You have your movie. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope this will be useful. Actually, rendering a movie in After Effects is very easy.